Alright, we're back. I pulled out the big case. I'm pulling the studs out so I can work on it. We have a stud puller right here. Snap-on used to sell these. They're made by a different company. Anyway, there's a part number right there if you can read it for the holder. And then you run a 3/8 course. Call it on it. So to call it, so it squeezes on the threads, does no damage to the threads. And you can screw it. And they're pretty tight too in this Ultimate case. So there's how it looks coming out. Now you gotta undo that. Drop on the floor to break the collet free. See, that's the collet. And we're not using that part no more. And see, no damage to your thread. And you can see what it looks like going in the case. The more times you do that, the more times it tears things up. So don't do it. No more than you have to. That's the second time. Once in, once out. Okay, I don't need those. Okay, now I got to pull apart the other part here. So Ultimate has Allen bolts for their cases here. So this is the Ultimate case set. 140 cubic inch Evo motor. So it's got the same bore size as my cylinders. But I don't need this junk right side case, I only need the left side. So you gotta buy a brand new set of case and throw away half of it. Joys of custom motor building. You have to sacrifice. Nice long studs. I got a whole bunch of these ones. One more small one I missed. Okay. So these are doweled together with big dowels. So you bounce them on the floor, to shock it so it'll slide apart. Otherwise you got to beat with a hammer. So this is the part we need. So you can see how tall this deck is compared to the stock Evo motor over there. Or not Evo, but shovel. Right here. So it's quite a bit taller. I can't get in there, a box of crap in the way. But it's taller. So how much taller is it? We'll take our measuring tool here. So we can center the case to the top. Looks like it's about 5.5 inches roughly. Maybe 5 3/8. So we go to this one here. Jeez. Now I can see. And this one's about a little over 6 inches maybe. Right at 6 inches, probably right at 6. So it's probably a 1/2 inch or 5/8 inch taller than stock, which we need for the bigger bore. Because you got to make room for this piece in here. You have to raise the deck to get room here between the cylinders so the cylinders don't hit each other. And these you have to cut them away because they're too close. Alright, so this is the part we're going to use. So this part fits the cylinder right now. The sportster over there does not. So this we don't need right now. Hey, look what I found. A cylinder. Video's too low. Here's another cylinder. let's see how we're going to put this so we can see what we're doing over here. Bring the drawer out again. Let's see how we're going to do this. Here we go. Limited visibility. Alright, so right now, so this here has the same spigot downer as the Harley Evo case had. So you can see where I drew on here where the bolt holes would be at on this one when you put it on there. So that'd be this one. So that right there. That's how that would bolt on. And you can see how that we're in the center of the cylinder also for our deck height here is correct. So that's what we want to know too. So we need to know how tall that is, and that's how tall we need to make the other side at least to be equal to what this is. In the real world we need to be a little bit taller because we got the lifters and everything over here, but we'll show you that in a minute. So this is the second one. The next thing you look down inside here, when you put the cylinder in here, you can see how it hits right here if you don't do something about it. So this is where Harley notches your cylinders and pistons to get clearance. If you don't do that, you have a problem. So that has to be done. So that's one of the tricks that you got to do. Now if you raise your decks up higher, like this far, see if you go up to here, another 5/8 of an inch, you don't have to cut it. But then you have to have a lot longer rod and your motor gets taller. Okay, so right now, this has an O-ring on here right now to keep it from going flush, but I want to see how many tall we are. So we were about 17 inches in height before. So there's 17 inches there. So this would be 17 inches at the top of the box. Also, and we still got an extra 1/4 inch in here. So we have room. So these are not that much taller than a stock Harley cylinder. Now if we look at the dimension of height between here and here, see we're only like 10.5, no more than 11 inches. So what's the height of a Harley motor above the gasket surface? On the shovel head, it's a little bit over 10 inches, 10.25 inches. Evo's probably closer to 11 because they're taller. So there you go. And this one here, the deck height on this one was the gasket. We'll just come right off that flange. See, we're about 10.5 inches to 11. So we're right in between the shovel head and Evo for overall height. So all of that matches up pretty close. So this is going to work fairly well. Now the next dimension we need is our crank centerline dimension. From here to deck height. Okay, so this one's we're about 7.5 right now, so we're probably about 6.25 when it's all the way down. And we already measured this as being 6 as stock, so how can we come up with more number? See, that's the problem when you're guessing on your measurements. So, no, this is more than 6 inches, that's why. It's about 6 1/8 maybe. Hard to tell. Let's see. That's accurate as hell, 6 inches. And see, we're not quite center. Center of that hole is about right there. So we're 6 1/8 inch is our centerline dimension on this motor. And we're about 6.25 right now because we got that O-ring in there. Okay, so 6.25. Now what's this one over here we got mocked up? So while you're all the way playing, I was playing over here. Okay, I gotta change my camera battery. I'll be right back.